Hi there, Angela here at Sew Bright Alpine Quilting, and welcome to a spring update from us. We are very refreshed. We've just got back from holiday, in case you haven't known, and ready to get back into everything to do with quilting. Got lots on the go, so I thought I'd share with you some of the new things that have come in either just before we left or in our absence. The first thing is vintage sole from Kathy Holden for Moda Fabrics. If you remember, Kathy's previous range that we had was Leather, Lace and Amazing Grace, and that was the breast cancer fabric range for last year. So this year her new range is more featured on vintage, and it features a lot of crochet patterns in it, which is really interesting. If we just flick through down here, you will see, if you have a close look, the fabric is actually printed, so the embroideries have been photographed and printed, so they have that little bit of textural element to them. So you've got some beautiful crochet patterns here, lots of different patterns. I'll just flick through them quickly so that you can see them. Very cute in hexagon shapes, some stripes that would be great in borders, some more all overs, and then there's a few different colorways. So this one here is really interesting, this little bird one. I'm really loving that. So as we flick through, beautiful bright spring colours to have some great projects with. This purple and turquoise is just beautiful. It doesn't really show up very brightly there because there's a bit of a shadow from the camera. And also two big cheetah panels. So this first one has like crocheted granny squares. And that comes, as you see, in the navy background and also in the cream background. So we're expecting these in the next couple of months. We've already got the pre-cuts, which I'll show you in a minute, but I thought it'd be easy to show you the whole fabric swatches. And then this one, I really love this one. So this is another cheetah square. So it's, I suppose it's a 2-inch square, is it? Yeah, so 2-inch squares. Have a look at that. How retro and gorgeous is that? I think I'm going to have to make a skirt with that one. That's just gorgeous. I really love it. Let us know what you think. So, who do we have here? Do we have anyone coming on yet, Steve? Just have a look on the little pad here. We've got 6 people watching. Say hello, whoever you are. So we've got the 5-inch charm packs have come in. So there's 42 fabrics in those. Look again. So these are the advanced ones. So we'll have some more when the rest of the fabric arrives. Oh, I think it's in November. So it might be a good one that's arriving just before my birthday. So really looking forward to getting stuck in and making something with that. So I'll share those projects with you as we get to start on them. The next thing that came in just before we left was Garden of Dreams came in, like all of the fabrics came in a couple of months ago, and we've had those kitted up in bundles, and we've got the beautiful border fabric here. But we have now received the pattern books for the quilts. So it's called Garden of Dreams 2, and there are 6 projects in there. So I've got them in the brochure here that you'll be able to see a little bit better. So this one is called Trip of Dreams. This one is made with the strip sets. So we've got the 2.5-inch strip sets. So you actually need 5 sets of the 2.5-inch strips to make the center, and then you need your border fabric. So this is the beautiful multicolored border fabric. And that quilt is 87.5 inches by 107 inches, so it's quite a large quilt. You can, of course, make it smaller or make it bigger, whatever you like. The next one is called Periwinkle Dreams. So that uses mainly the purple and bluish with a little bit of green and yellow. Really nice star print, star quilt blocks in that one. And that one is a similar size. That one's 79.5 inches by 109 inches. So also a good double or queen size quilt. The next one is called Garden Blooms. And again, that's the same size. So that one features the more warmer palette. So your reds, oranges, yellows and greens, and the multicoloured border again. And same size, 79.5 by 109. Next up is Purple Petals. So this is mainly the purple. So you've got purple and green, which looks fantastic. And that one has the purple border in it. Just look at that, isn't it beautiful? Absolutely divine. So as you know, I'm a purple girl, so I would be leaning towards making this one. It should be a pretty quick and easy one to put together. And fantastic if you like half square triangles. Okay, next up is Magic Garden. So this one is a combination of the red palette and a little bit of purple thrown in there. So that one uses actually the multicolored. So this is part of the circle here is the multicolored border. And then it's got the couple little borders on there as well. And that uses one of the all over prints in the border. So that one is a little bit smaller. That one's 73.5 by 91.5. So all of these we can kit up for you. We've got all good stocks of all of the fabrics. This is another trip around the world variation using just one colourway. So this one's called Garden Trails. This one is 87.5 by 87.5, so a square one. And so as you can see, mainly the blue and the greens and the beautiful blue and green all over, well, I forget what's it called, chrysanthemums or something, or hydrangeas or something, whatever that flower print was called. And a little bit of cream in there just to break it up. So that's really sweet. That would come together quite quickly as well. I think that when you probably chop everything into 2.5 inch strips, piece and cross cut to make like your trip around the world. And then the last one, that is the last one. They've also got in this booklet here is the kaleidoscope patterns that you can do. We haven't got those patterns, but I can certainly get them in if you want them. And we've got them in the 2 colorways. So you've got the multicolour. Jason loves his kaleidoscope patterns, and that's the purple. So they are really pretty. I think I'm not over making them, but I don't know that I'd make another one. I've already made 3. So there we go. That is all the Garden of Dreams book. So as you show, the book is there, and the book is $32, and that's got 6 patterns in it. So that's really good value. So you can get a lot out of that. So I'll just pop those down to one side. If you've been following us on Facebook, and you will know that I did a bit of stitching while we were on holiday. So I managed to finish off the Nans Garden stitchery from Molly and Mama. So this is the autumn version. And that's stitched with some Valdani threads. So there's a few different colours in there. We've got them on the website now. And we've also got the little 5-inch hoops as well. Oh, sorry, 4-inch hoops. So they look really cute. And then the other one that I did was the Best Friends from Rosie Decker. So this one is a little hexagon frame that you can have sitting up or hanging up. So in the kit comes the design already printed onto the pink linen, the pink hanky linen. You get all of the Cosmo threads and you get the frame as well. So that one's really good value. And I did manage to get another Nikki Turbo one finished as well. So that was good. Okay, what else have we had new? Oh, we've had the new autumn cafe has come in the 5-inch squares. The fabrics that go with these will be in the next couple of weeks. So these are the new 5-inch squares. Beautiful. So you've got a warm one and a cool one, as he normally does. And we've also got these two jelly roll sets, which are from the Classics range. So this one has some beautiful, nice warm colours, reds, orange, yellows, greens, blues and purples. And this one has the cooler, icy, purpley ones. So great for the pleated log cabin, which is a Lynn Wilson design that we have in stock. And you probably would have seen this one. I did this in a couple of the little video demonstrations for Geeks. So that one is well underway now. The other quilt that I got finished on holiday was Summer Breeze. So this is a new one from Meegs and Me. It's a cock quilt, lap quilt size. Bring it on the table, or just there we go. So that features some funky raw edge applique and some stitching over the top. So that was fun to do. So we've got these are charm packs. So this is a charm pack from Poppy Cotton called Treasured Threads, which we'll have next week. I think it arrives. It'll be just in time for me to get this all quilted up for you. So great for a cock quilt or a lap quilt, as I said. And that one is called Summer Breeze by Meegs and Me. Okay, then just before we went on holiday, I showed this version of the Eco Shopper bag that I'd done with the Tim Holtz Eclectic Elements new canvas. So this one is I've done a bit of an update on the pattern. So when I first did the pattern, it was to use with the green bags. So it was a way of covering up the green bags to make them really bit special. But now that the green bags are no longer happening really, I thought it was time to update the pattern. So I've rewritten the pattern so that you can make just a standalone tote bag in canvas with a little inside pocket that you can take shopping with you. You can pop a piece of template plastic in the bottom if you want to make it a little bit more supported in the bottom, or you can just leave it with just the canvas and have it folded up. So we have the patterns redone for that. So the new pattern is now like this, so you can get it as a paper pattern or as a PDF download in the online store. And I've also got some kits made up with the fabric as well. So you actually need 1 meter of the fabric to make the bag. You have a little bit left over, so you can make another little, you make a bag to put the bag in if you like to fold it up and put it in your handbag, or another little zipper purse. So I haven't got around to making those yet, but I will share those with you when we get those done. And the next thing, if you've got any comments, please just let me know. Hi Esther, how are you? Haven't heard from you for a while. I hope you're well. Right. Before we went on holiday, I mentioned that the next sew along I'll be doing with the quilt, with the So Kind of Wonderful rulers, is the Sedona Quilt. This is one of my favourite quilts from the So Kind of Wonderful girls. And this one was the first one that they designed using straight pieced blocks and curved pieced blocks. You can see the black and white version that I made over here. Steve, we'll pan over that. Oh, it looks like it needs a wash. So we made the black and white version a few years ago, and so what I'd like to do this time is make it in a coloured version, still row by row. So we're going to do it as a row by row, not so much a block of the month type thing, but it will be a row by row, and I'm going to do it in a rainbow of colours. So we'll have reds, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, pinks, and probably a bit of black and white in there as well. And I'm going to try and make it quite scrappy so that you can use your scraps if you would like to, or I'm also going to make it you know, probably fat quarter friendly, so we'll be doing up some bundles as we go along for that. So I'm looking forward to that. So we're probably going to start that late September, early October. So, and that one uses the Quick Curve mini ruler. If you don't have that one, you can get them here, obviously, and I will let you know about those. So that is about it for all of the news. Oh, one more thing. Many of you also know that I like to dabble in quilting arts types things. We don't always get a lot of time to do it. So next year, I'm going to do a monthly video on quilting arts ideas, and I'm going to base it on some of the ideas in this book, and I'm going to do it like fabric journal style. So we'll use up some scraps, and we'll have some dedicated fabrics. There was some that I had started. Where's the book? In a box somewhere, which I'll share with you at another time. Some fabric journals. So using up your scraps and just doing little things. So a small technique. So instead of making lots of mini quilts, we'll put the fabric pages into a journal, and that can tell a story. And we'll use some of the ideas out of this Quilting Arts book here, which is from the Quilting Arts magazine. Selected articles out of that. If you're familiar with that Quilting Arts magazine, you might have some of the articles already. So we'll be starting that probably in February next year. Apart from that, I was also going to tell you about the quilt that's in progress behind me. So this quilt is called 30 Something, and it's one of the sampler quilts from the Wonderful Curves sampler quilt block book that we've been working in. If Steve likes to take you out through the doorway there, you'll be able to see the other quilt that we just finished. So that's the main quilt out of the book, which is here. So that's the Mod Sampler quilt. And our version we've made with the boho cloth fabric from So Kind of Wonderful. So the kits are, there's one on the table in here. The kits are ready to go for that. And this one is going to be loaded onto the quilting machine later today. And I'll do a couple of little videos and snippets of me quilting on that, so you can keep up to date with that one as well. So I just thought I'd show you that I am doing this one as well. So this is the 30 Something quilt. So it's all solids. And what I liked about this one is it's taking the blocks and deconstructing some of them and combining other blocks to create something different. So this block here, for example, is 3 different blocks that looked completely different from the other quilt that we just had a look at. And so same shapes that we've been dealing with, so still using the Wonder Curve ruler. So still piecing with the Wonder Curve ruler, but just using solid fabrics, and as I said, changing the way that some of the blocks are laid out. So this one, for example, is a combination of 3 different blocks. 3 different blocks from the other quilt. And so that's the beauty of working in a book like this, that you've got 30 different blocks, how they were originally done, and then the girls have taken it upon themselves to, you know, change it up a bit, do something a little bit different. So I just thought I'd show you how I was going to cut out this next block. So the next one that I'm doing is called, it's originally called Bridges. So this is what it looks like. In this quilt, it's going to be this block here. Can you see that one there? That block there. And this block over here. You see that? So originally it was shaped like this. So by splitting the sections apart, we can rearrange them and create a totally different block. So that consists of two different shapes. So we have our smaller squares that we're going to cut, stack up about 4 at a time, and we're using the blue line on the ruler, popping that down and grabbing our cutter. And as you know, I like to use the True Cut cutter for this. Oops, didn't press quite hard enough because there's 4 layers. So that creates one side of the block. And then we have our square. This is an orange. And then we have our squares in the sage. So to get the other side of the block, we cut our square diagonally. And then we turn those around and stack them up on top of each other. Pop our ruler down. Just knock off those corners. And now we can put the ruler back down on the curve, lining up the corners of the blue square again, and on this guideline here, and then you can see that the channel is on the corners of the block. You need to press quite hard because we've got 8 layers in there now. We've got them all, and so this becomes the other side of the block. And so depending on how we arrange them this way to get one version. Of the block. That'll give us one version of the block, and then if we turn it around the other way, we'll get the other version. And we'll have 2 of those next to each other to repeat that design. So if you've been following along in the private group where I've been sharing all the little videos for the other quilt, I'll pop up a video for that one in the next couple of days. And so all the next blocks in that group will feature all of the solid fabrics. And then I'll get the spreadsheet going for that one as well. So if you're interested in a kit for that one, just let us know. And it's going to be mainly strips, so it'll be strips either 30 centimetres, half a metre, or 60 centimetres, depending on how much fabric is being used in the quilt. So that's going to come together pretty quickly. The other things that are on the go, I'm just looking over at the design inspiration board over there. Oh, did we share the mosaic fabric, Steve? I can't remember. The mosaic fabric, I'll put up a picture of those ones soon. So these panels are here, the ruler workbooks are here. So I'm working on a class that's using the ruler workbook and the rulers from Amanda Murphy, and we're going to be quilting this panel from Colour Theory, I think it's called, yes. And the Anna Maria Brave fat quarters are almost here. The CAFE ones are here, as I said. And the storyboard from Seth Apter, which is another great art quilting one, they are not due till October, November. Bright World is going to be here. This one here, this Bright World. This is a kit. I think that's actually a cheetah panel, or it's either a cheetah panel or it's a kit that we applique. I can't quite remember, but that one will be here in the next couple of weeks as well. So keep a lookout on the website. There's lots of things happening. If you're not already on our newsletter list and you'd like to be, so that's where I usually share most of these things first, then just send us an email to lovequilting@sewbright.com.au and ask to be added to the newsletter, or I'll automatically add you every time you make a purchase. So if you can't find anything in the online store that you're looking for, just give us a ring or flick us an email and we can sort you out. That obviously you can still come and visit us in store at 4 Island Street in Bright. We're open every day except Tuesday. So until next time, see you soon. Bye bye.